After launching last week, Instagram Threads had quickly gained over 100 million signups, drawing the interest of multiple companies, digital marketing agencies, and advertisers. Businesses that have stopped advertising on Twitter over brand safety concerns are excited about the possibility of advertising on Threads. But reports this morning that Threads is seeing a massive engagement drop-off, we're hearing, since its blockbuster launch, with users spending 50% less time on the app than a week ago. Joining us now to discuss the state of the digital ad market is Gary Vaynerchuk, VaynerX chairman. I guess with that lead-in, Gary, did you join Threads? Do you like it? Has your engagement gone down? Do you think Twitter needs an alternative, a kinder, gentler alternative?
Good morning, first of all. I joined Threads. I like Threads. I think competition is good. I don't know if it's a kinder, gentler thing. I think all of these places start off very kind and gentle. When I was on Twitter in 2007 to 2010, it was the kindest, most aspirational, joyous place. These are not platforms that are creating these places to be less joyous. These are human beings being exposed for who we actually are at times of frustration or fear or concern. These are empty pipes. Threads is empty. Twitter is empty. We as humans are filling them. So I'm not sure about that part.
What's the answer, though, Gary? I mean, it's the question we argue about every day. I didn't like the old Twitter. I don't want someone saying you can't see what's in this pipe, telling me that. Yeah, I want to let me see it, and then I'm a big boy. I can take it. Actually, I don't like what people say. I can't take it. But in general, I want to see what people are saying.
Well, you can. I mean, this is
the new Twitter. I couldn't on the old Twitter. I couldn't see anything about Wuhan and the origination. I couldn't see anything about that said something about. Huh? I could not. I couldn't see the Babylon Bee. I couldn't see.
You could follow anybody you want. These algorithms that people love to complain about, you have much more control over them than you think. You can click on anybody's file.
I barely am able to I'm not on Threads because I'm not sure how I would do it. I've never been on Instagram, so it's my fault, maybe.
Joe, this is the big punchline, brother. We love to blame platforms, and we hate to blame ourselves. When you said earlier, what's the answer to a kinder, better place? How about parenting? How about civility becoming a bigger part of our conversation? How about the people in public forums knowing how to handle someone seeing the world slightly different than them? This is not about apps and tools. This is about humanity and where it sits and where we are as a society.
Oh, geez, Gary. I mean, to hope for a higher standard is, you could be hoping for a while. I'm not sure that's going to happen.
By the way, that's fine. But then let's stop pointing fingers and let's start pointing thumbs, right? Like, I can tell you right now, my Twitter and Threads experience is phenomenal because I choose to be practical and optimistic. I'm not delusional. I'm not, in fairyland, but I choose to see the opportunities. I choose to be entrepreneurial. I choose to be on the offense. I choose to not dwell on stuff that I can't control. And I definitely have no interest in tearing down other people or other operations or CEOs or businesses to make myself feel better. There's two ways to build the biggest building in town. One, tear down everybody else's buildings. Two, just be good enough to build the biggest building. I choose the latter.
Do you think we said that advertisers were excited about Threads because they're not excited about Twitter, or they think
advertisers weren't excited about Meta 12 months ago. You know that. You guys covered that extensively. Advertisers love to posture in headlines, but in reality, advertisers, if they were smart and actually understood where consumer attention was, they'd be advertising. Threads doesn't have an ad product yet, but it will. They'll advertise on Threads, they'll advertise on Twitter, they'll advertise on YouTube and Snapchat and Facebook and Instagram and the emerging fast channel OTT providers, what Roku's brewing on their ad front. If advertisers were smart, they would spend the majority of their money on modern social platforms where actual consumer attention is, and they would rethink running commercials on television, print, outdoor, and other places where they waste extraordinary amounts of money on potential awareness versus actualized reach.
All right, so this Elon Musk bought Twitter. It's better now, or he's ruined it?
The product is dramatically better. He's innovated the product more in the first year than it had for a long time. I think the reality of the product versus the reality of the conversation are two different things, not to mention, I don't know how a single person that actually spends time on Twitter doesn't realize that the temperament is a heck of a lot more calm and chill than it was 3 years ago. And by the way, preview alert, it's not going to be calm and chill next year because it's a presidential election year. And everybody who's watching this, 90% of them are going to be on tilt and emotions are going to run high. And that's the reality of how it works.